Hi and welcome to this new video, and in this video I'm going to talk about single class, which is a type of racing in VelociDrone, and the best way to describe it is it's like spec class in MultiGP in that it defaults your quad to a certain set of parameters, which means that when you're racing you're all racing quads that have similar capabilities, similar top end speeds, similar cornering abilities, similar weight. So that the racing comes down to pilot skill rather than how well you tune the quad for the particular track that you happen to be racing on. So let's take a quick look at that. So if we go into the scenery changer, you can see here at the moment it's in race mode open class, and I've done another video on open class to explain what open class is, but basically it's the exact opposite of spec class or single class. It allows you to change everything in your quad when you're running open class, whereas single class, race mode single class, that limits you. That's spec class racing. It's now down to pilot ability as to whether the players win the race or not. Okay, so you'll also see that there are other modes in here. So this is race mode at the moment, which is just ordinary racing around a track. You've also got event mode, which is one crash and you're out, and in single player you'd have 3-lap mode, but I'm in multiplayer at the moment so you won't see that. So you'll just see event mode open, race mode single, event mode single, and race mode open. So 4 different modes. So you've got event mode open class, race mode open class for open class racing, and you've got race mode single class and event mode single class for single class or spec type racing. Okay, so what does single class actually do? So let's just cover that. If we go to the quad settings, what single class does is it locks out the 3 drag sliders at the top. Even you can change these, you can play around with them, but when you start a race your settings will get overridden and you'll be given the single class settings, which are what I've got here: 100, 105, 100. And for the quad weight, that will also get overridden and locked out, and I think it runs something like 105% for quad weight in single class mode. So anything you've set for quad weight, anything you set for drag will get overridden, and the reason it does that is to make sure that your quad is the same speed and the same weight and has the same cornering abilities as everyone else that you're racing against. You can still change the other values in here because they just change the way the quad feels, they don't change its overall speed. The other thing to bear in mind is that in single class your battery will be turned on, and whatever you've set in here will be used. So if you've set an 1800 size battery in here, that will get used when you run single class mode. It won't give you a default 1300, it will give you whatever you've set in here. So if you are racing single class, it's a good idea to check what you've set your battery size to, because it will give you that by default. Okay, so let's have a look at what happens when you run a race single class. So I'm just in the pylon scene here, and I'm just going to run 1 lap in single class, race mode single class. You can see the battery meters come on the top right there. I'm flying the default quad. There we go. And you can now see here that if I just bring that back up again, there is an upload button, and that's because in single class mode the leaderboards are activated. So when you fly single class you can upload your times to the online leaderboard, and it will store them online on our website, and you can see how you are doing compared to other players. The other thing that happens in multiplayer, and you can see this down here, is that the ranking gets turned on. So you can see my ranking here is 1113, and if I was racing against someone and they beat me, then I would lose some ranking due to that. And if I beat someone, then I gain some ranking due to that. And that only happens in single class mode. And again, it only happens in single class mode because that's the mode where everyone's on a level playing field. Everyone's racing the same speed quads with the same cornering capabilities. So it's pilot skill, and therefore when we're flying and it's only based on pilot skill, we enable the ranking capabilities as well in multiplayer. Okay, so that's everything for single class mode. I hope that's explained it, and I'll see you on the next video.